Taxpayer Experience Officer. This is an interactive forum, and we would love to hear from you. We will be taking as many questions from participants as we possibly can live on this event. If you have a question, you can press *3 on your phone at any time, and you'll be placed in a line to speak with a member of our staff. They will take down your name and question. The next time you hear your name, you will be live on the call, and you'll be able to ask your question directly. If you're streaming the event on our website, you can simply type your name and question below the streaming player. If you would like to watch tonight's event live on our website and you're currently only dialed into the phone, you can press *8 on your phone and you will receive a text message with a link to follow along on the video. If you're interested in signing up for the Congressman's e-newsletter, you can press *6 and somebody will take down your email address. We will do our best to answer as many questions as we possibly can. We receive a lot of them, however, so if we're not able to get to you during this, please leave a voicemail after the event and we will follow up with you. Again, if you have any questions throughout the event, please press *3 on your keypad to ask your question and press *8 to receive a text with a link to the video from today. Now, I will turn it over to Congressman Larson.
Well, thank you, Mary, and thank everyone who's joined us this evening. At the core of public service is helping people. That's what elective office, serving the public, representing a district is all about, helping people. Tonight, I think you're going to be in for a treat in a way that we don't often get to do to assist people as they walk through what can sometimes be cumbersome or seem daunting. But I assure you this evening, we're going to give new meaning to the old phrase, I'm from the IRS and I'm here to help you. When Congress passed the American Rescue Plan, it was a very complex piece of legislation, maybe the largest help to the American people since Roosevelt's New Deal. And part of that was making sure that the tax credits that are available to people, including the child tax credit, but also the earned income tax credit. What's important here is that oftentimes people who may not file otherwise and would not normally think they should file or don't understand are leaving money on the table. And this is money especially as people go through this global pandemic and through these times when there is great concern about inflation, that we're doing everything humanly possible to make sure that we're making you aware of what's out there and providing you with the help to make sure you can get it. That's why I'm so honored tonight that we have Ken Corbin, who's the Commissioner of Wage and Investment Division and the Chief Taxpayer Experience Officer for the IRS. That's a long title for someone who I've had the pleasure and the honor to work with, who is extraordinarily helpful and insightful and can guide you through all the steps that you need. But not only is Ken here to help you, but so is our office. And I want to make sure that we repeat this time and again. If you need help and after you've listened to this, or you may say, well, that was good information, but I'm still a little bit confused, our office will help you out. That's the role of a congressional office, is to help people, and especially those who in these times need it the most. So Billy Ciotto, who worked for our office until he was 91 years of age, had a great saying. Anytime he picked up the phone, anytime he came in contact with a constituent, he said, I have 5 magic words. They are, how may I help you? I would add, how may we help you? And that's the purpose of this telephone town hall this evening. But you're going to hear from the expert. The Chief Experience Officer is the experience that you have as a citizen of the United States with the Internal Revenue Service. And Ken's job, and he does this incredibly well, is making this simple to understand and making sure that we're getting the benefits that people have earned and richly deserve into their hands. So without further ado, let me turn this over to Ken Corbin, who will lead the way in guiding you through why filing now, filing early, but filing is so vitally important to help you get cash you may be otherwise leaving on the table. Thank you. And Ken, over to you.
Thank you, Congressman Larson. And first, let me say good evening to everyone. It is my pleasure to be able to serve you here this evening and tonight. I'll be your inside tour guide into things IRS. Hopefully, I'll give you some really helpful tips to help you navigate and get through this filing season. I'll also explain why it's so important that we are here to help service you. You know, one of the things that's not called out often is that service is in our name, the Internal Revenue Service. And although a lot of times we are responsible, of course, for the processing of tax returns and issuing refunds, we are so much more than that. We are also out here in the communities with you to help you get those benefits that you are entitled to. And it is so important that all of the constituents and everyone here hears that message. And as the congressman said, we are here to serve you. We're going to go through and kind of walk through some really great tips this evening about how to get through the 2022 filing season, which is currently underway. But also, again, as a reminder that you can reach out through the congressman's office to get help. We are also in your communities, and I'm going to tell you how to find us in your communities, either with the IRS or with one of our trusted partners who's there to help make sure that you receive these important benefits. So let me start off with talking a little bit about the 2022 filing season and some things that will be helpful for you to know. So we've been accepting tax returns for about 2 weeks now, and we are expecting over 160 million individual tax returns in 2022. The first thing to know is when is the filing season deadline for this calendar year? And so the deadline to file and pay taxes in 2022 is April the 18th, 2022. Now, I know many of you are saying, isn't it always April the 15th? But this year, the filing deadline for individuals is April the 18th, except for taxpayers who live in Maine or Massachusetts. Their filing deadline will be April the 19th. 2022. Now, what's important to understand about how to receive your tax benefits in the fastest way possible are a couple of things. Number one, file electronically. The pandemic has taught us so much in government and through the environment, but we also know that the fastest way that we are able to serve you and to get you what you need is for you to be able to file electronically. And I'll provide some tips on how to be able to access resources to be able to do that for free. The second thing is to make sure that you file an accurate return. This means making sure that you have all of those things that you need to get ready to file a return. This includes your W-2s if you're getting income, or making sure that you have a couple of letters that you may have received from the IRS that can help you file that accurate return. So I'll talk a little bit about that as well. And then finally, the fastest way to receive your refund is to request direct deposit. I'll share with you some resources that are also free and available to you that can help you get a banking account if you don't have access to one. But getting direct deposit, filing electronically, and filing an accurate return are the fastest ways and will result in a much, much better experience for you this filing season. So I've talked a little bit about filing electronically, but what are the resources available to you? You might say, how can I get that done? Well, there are a couple of resources that are available to you. The first one I would recommend is visiting irs.gov. We recently redesigned our page last fall to make it a little bit more user-friendly. Now, we're not quite exactly as user-friendly as, say, Amazon, which is one of my favorite shopping apps, but we did make it set up in a tile kind of fashion so that it would be easier for you to find information. If you want to know information about how to file, you can type in the search box filing for details. That is filing for details on irs.gov, and it will give you quick links to resources that are available. But let me take a moment to walk through some of those resources that are available for you online. Our first program at irs.gov is Free File. That's irs.gov/free file. And there you'll be able to find the ability to file electronically and online for taxpayers who made less than $73,000 or less in 2021. You can use what we call a lookup tool, and you're able to select from a number of providers that are certified by the IRS to help you walk through how to electronically file your return right off of irs.gov. Now, I know a lot of times, if you're like me, you may go in your phone and put in free file in a Google or a search engine. But to make sure that you are on the right website and on the right location, I encourage you to go to www.irs.gov/free file to be able to access that resource. So always make sure for your own safety and security that you are on irs.gov. That's so important because we want to make sure that you are providing information to the IRS and maybe not to someone else. For those who might need assistance and may not want to go to irs.gov, we also have our volunteer income tax assistance centers, we call them VITA, and our tax counseling for the elderly locations. These are in-person locations right in your community that can help you, where you can come in and you can bring your tax return information and they will file an electronic return for you. They will ask you questions, you'll answer them, and they'll be able to electronically submit your return directly to the IRS. These are IRS certified volunteers. They've been through training, they have access to the software, and they're able to help you file your return electronically for free. The great thing about this option, because I know some of us may not be comfortable yet in coming out of our homes because of the pandemic and concerns about health. Many of our VITA locations also offer virtual VITA. So that means that you can be on a call like we're talking today, and you'll be able to talk with a certified volunteer who can help you virtually in the comfort of your own home walk through and file your tax return. Our VITA services are available for people who earn $58,000 or less. They, of course, are available to persons with disabilities. And new this filing season, to help with the experience, our VITA locations also offer assistance for those with limited English speaking taxpayers. This means that if English is not your first language, there are interpreter services that are available at our VITA and TCE locations that can help you, no matter what language, to be able to file an accurate and electronic return with us. Another resource, real quick, if you are a member of the military or a qualifying veteran, you can use a program called MIL Tax. That's MILTAX, MIL Tax. And this is a Department of Defense program that offers free online tax preparation and e-filing software for federal returns and up to 3 state tax returns for our military and qualifying veteran members. For more information on how to access Mill Tax for our military and veteran team members, you can also go to Irs.gov. In that little search box, put in MILTAX, and information will come up and it will help you be able to access that free resource. Now, one of the more common questions we get early in the filing season, because we know that there are a number of you out there whose 2020 tax return may not have been processed yet. And when you get ready to electronically file, you wonder if you can electronically file if your prior year tax return has not processed yet. The answer to that question is yes, you can. And we encourage you to go ahead and file your tax return for tax year 21 now. But you may ask, the software asked me what was my prior year AGI. It's one of the questions that software asks. And if my return has not been processed from last year, how do I answer that question? Inside baseball track. So if your prior year return has not been processed yet, and you are trying to electronically file your current year return, when you are asked about your adjusted gross income for the prior year, we call that AGI in the software. You just enter 0 in on that question, and your electronic return for 2021 will come right on into the IRS. So again, if your prior year return has not processed yet, and you are either using do-it-yourself software, or you're using the free file software that I just talked about, or you walk into one of our Vita sites and they ask you that question, the answer is you put in a 0 in for your prior year AGI. Now, many of our taxpayers who are not typical filers, those are folks who came in and used either our non-filer tool to register for an advanced child tax credit payment or the third economic impact payment last year, will also get asked what is their AGI. And they used our non-filer tool on Irs.gov last year. Well, you would put in something different for your prior year AGI. You would put in the amount of $1. So, two different things when you're asked about filing your this year's return is if your prior year return has not processed and you filed a return, put in a 0 for your AGI. If you used our non-filer tool last year so that you could get the advanced child tax credit payments or the economic impact payment 3, or stimulus, or STIMI, as we like to say, last year, you would enter in $1 for your prior year AGI. All right, let me move ahead because I definitely want to leave time for questions and answers. So earlier this year in January, the IRS sent out letters to taxpayers who received the advanced child tax credit payments last year or received an economic impact payment or STIMI last spring. Those letters contain important information about what IRS records say you received as a taxpayer. I encourage you to go ahead and open up that letter. Now, I know, a lot of times when people see mail from the IRS, there's a little bit of, wonderment or just, maybe I'll put that off and not open that letter right away. But remember one of the tips I talked about, filing an accurate return. It's so important that if you get that letter from the IRS, that you go ahead and open that letter up. It's a letter 6419, that will tell you how much you received in advanced child tax credit payments from the IRS. So it's so important that you open up that letter. If you don't have access to the letter, the information on the amount of money you might have received if you got the advanced child tax credit is available on IRS online account. And so if you don't have an online account, think of that as like your online banking account that you may have with your bank or your financial institution. You could also have an online account with the IRS. And that online account will give you the same information that is on that letter 6419 that can help you prepare and file an accurate return. Here's a real quick tip. If you are married, filing joint for 2021, then you will get 2 letters from the IRS. 2 letters. That means you and your spouse or partner will get that letter, and it's important that you add those amounts together when determining your child tax credit for this year. So if you are married, filing joint, you'll get 2 letters from the IRS around your advanced child tax credit payments, and it's important that you add both of those letters up in order to be able to receive it. Now, I really want to spend time here and talk about a very, very important message because the congressman mentioned it and I'm going to re-emphasize it. The tax administration benefits that are available to all taxpayers that qualify include the child tax credit. And if you got the child tax credit payments last year, those advance payments, 50% of those payments are still on the books. That means that 50% of that credit that you are still entitled to, we still have it. We need you to file a new tax return for tax year 21 in order for you to get the other half of that benefit. And so it's so important for you to understand that those advance payments were only half of the benefit that you were eligible for. And if you are typically a non-filer, someone who really doesn't have a filing requirement with the IRS, but you got those advance payments, it's so important that you take advantage of those resources that I talked about. Either come on in and see one of our VITA volunteers or use the IRS free file tool to be able to file your return for free. I cannot stress enough. Don't leave money on the table. I know I sound like one of those late night commercials. Don't leave money on the table. In order to receive the other part of your child tax credit, you must file a tax year 21 return. But wait, there's more. There are other benefits you could be entitled to. This includes the recovery rebate credit. I know you're saying, Ken, that's a lot of stuff you're throwing at me. What is a recovery rebate credit? Well, if you didn't get the full amount of your economic impact payment last year or your STEMI, it is possible that you are entitled to additional money based on your actual income. So it's important that you file that 21 return so that we will know if you're entitled to more money through that recovery rebate credit so you can get that money off the table too. So we've talked about the child tax credit and we've talked about the recovery rebate credit. Let's talk about the final credit, and that is the earned income tax credit. This credit's been around for 45 years, believe it or not. It's about as old as I am, if I really told you what my age was. But the Earned Income Tax Credit is an extremely important anti-poverty credit that helps millions, millions of people get out of poverty by claiming this credit. And the only way to claim this credit is to file a tax year 21 return. But let me send a special message out to those of you who might be here in the call or the chat with us today, and you'll say, Ken, I already filed my tax year 21 return, and I claimed the Earned Income Tax Credit, or EITC, and or I claimed the child tax credit. When will I get my refund, and can you share some information about that? I absolutely can. So by law, we are required to hold earned income tax credit and additional child tax credit returns that are filed until February 15th of the filing season. This gives us an opportunity to make sure we've reviewed it and we've got it right. So by law, we can't release any part of those refunds until February the 15th. But you're probably on this call right now saying, hey, February 15th was yesterday. When can I expect my refund? I have an answer for you. So most taxpayers that have already filed their return and filed it claiming the EITC or the additional child tax credit, you will see your refunds in your bank accounts by March the 1st. So by March the 1st is when you will see that money in your bank account. But more importantly, you can either go to Where's My Refund on irs.gov, and it will update this Saturday, February the 19th, with your individualized deposit information. So you can go to Where's My Refund or use our Irs To Go app. Yes, the IRS has an app. I know I'm seeing the shocked faces out there. We have an app. It's called Irs To Go, and you can download that on your smart device, use the Where's My Refund app, and on February the 19th, for those of you that filed a return and claimed the earned income tax credit or the additional child tax credit, it will update then and provide you information on when to expect your refund. Then my final note, because I want to leave time for you all to ask questions and for us to be responsive to you. This year, new to the IRS, we are offering what we called Taxpayer Experience Days. These are Saturday dates that our offices are open for in-person assistance right in your community. No appointment needed. Because one of the things we recognized is that many of you all, like the rest of us, have to work Monday through Friday, and you may not have an opportunity or the ability to take off from your job to be able to come in and resolve your issue with us here at the IRS or get answers to the questions that you may have. And so we're offering what we call Taxpayer Experience Days. These will be at our walk-in offices from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The first Saturday that we had a Taxpayer Experience Day was February the 12th. So just this past Saturday, we were in Hartford, Connecticut, and we will be hosting another event, Taxpayer Experience Day, on March the 12th in Waterbury, Connecticut. And then we'll be in New Haven, Connecticut on April the 9th. So 3 dates will be in Waterbury on March 12th, and we'll be in New Haven, Connecticut in person on April the 9th. If we have future dates, we will definitely announce those and share those with you here or definitely with the Congressman's office. I want to re-emphasize that if you need help from the IRS, it could be difficult to reach us by the phone. We do have a callback experience, but if you need help and you are experiencing a hardship, please, please, please reach out to the Congressman's office. We have a great relationship. We work very well together, and we are here. It is our pleasure to be able to serve you. And so with that, I yield back. Let's open it up for some questions and see what's on your mind this evening.
Well, thank you,
Thank
Ken.
you so
That
much,
was great.
Ken. Thank you. So just a reminder, if you would like to ask a question, you can press *3 on your keypad. Again, that's *3. So the first question we have that was submitted was, are the advanced child tax credit payments taxable?
So that's a great question. And no, the advanced child tax credit payments do not count as income, and they are not taxable. It is an advance on a credit, the child tax credit, that you are entitled to when you file your tax year 21 return. And remember, those advance payments were only half of what you're entitled to. So that's why it's so important that you go ahead and file that return with us so you can get the other half of those benefits and much needed money that you're entitled to.
Thank you, Ken. So again, press *3 if you have a question. And then we got two very similar questions that came in, one online from Rose and then one from Kathy in Winstead. And they're both asking how they should do their taxes if they have not received their 1095 forms from Access Health Connecticut.
That's a great question. So if you have not received your 1095 form, the first thing you should do is to try and go online and to try and get that from the actual ACA, the healthcare website, healthcare.gov. If you are unable to do that, and let's say you're trying to figure out how much you receive in what we call advanced premium tax credit, so that form tells you how much you either received in advance by month, or it's just an information letter that tells you that you had full year coverage, and so you don't have anything to report on your return. What I would advise you to do is if you can't get it off of the healthcare.gov website to get the information that you need, to go ahead and file that return as best as you can. We here at the IRS get that information electronically, and we can update your return, and you'll probably get a correction notice in the mail where we will correct your return for you. But if you need your refund fast, you can do that. It will delay getting your refund to you quickly if you can't get access to that information. But that would be my advice to do there, that if you can wait until you get that 1095, go ahead and give yourself, give a couple more weeks to do that. Most of those should have been mailed out by January the 31st. And so our partners in the Postal Service and other areas might be having a little bit of a delay getting the mail to you. I would say give it another week. And if you don't get it, try healthcare.gov. And if not, and you need your return, refund very quickly, go ahead and file that return. We'll correct it with our systems. It will cause a slight delay, but we can definitely do that here at the IRS.
I would also just like to add and underscore something that Ken has said throughout this, and that's if you're having any trouble whatsoever. And this can be an intimidating process as someone who is not what I would say necessarily technologically adept. Even the idea of filing electronically can sometimes be intimidating. That's why it's so important to understand that both CRT, who many of you on this call know and respect and honor as a certified partner of the IRS, and with people that are there to help, also are ready to provide a service with you in conjunction with the volunteer income tax assistance, or VITA, as Ken has outlined. Equally important, if you're having trouble getting through, and this invariably it happens, don't get discouraged. Call our office at 860-278-8888, and we will do everything we can to help, assist, and walk you through this. It is, after all, at the end of the day, about helping people. As Ken said, you're entitled to this money, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get what you richly deserve and have earned. And it's our job and responsibility to help you through that. So don't be intimidated if you feel that you're not technologically adept or this throws you, because you have many places you can go and call. And by the way, as Ken said, the assistance is free, because we want you to make sure that we're getting, in these critical times, the resources that you've earned into your hands. Next question, Mary.
Great. Thank you. So just a reminder, if you have a question, press *3. If you would like to join the Congressman's newsletter, please press *6. Now I'm going to take the from Bloomfield Live. Donnette, you are now live on with the Congressman.
Thank you for taking my call. My question was regarding the 911 hardship. Can I get assistance in just filing that form in person, please?
Yes. So the Form 911 is our Taxpayer Advocate Service form. And so the Taxpayer Advocate Service, you have a local taxpayer advocate located in your state, and they also have the local offices that are there that can help you complete the 911 form to be able to get assistance. And so Taxpayer Advocate Service, for those of you who all may not know, is they are there to help you whenever you need help and have a hardship trying to resolve an issue with the IRS or trying to get information out. What I would say to you here tonight is that even though you've talked about getting a 911 form completed, reach out to the congressman's office, because if you reach out, he can pretty much help you not only get your issue in the system, but he can help us and he'll get it over to us, and we'll work with the Taxpayer Advocate Service where we can get your issue assigned to an advocate there who can then reach out and work with you, and we can work as a team to be able to resolve your issue. But definitely, I would say you can either call and do it on the phone to be able to get a 911 form completed, or the best way to do it is to just look, if you go to irs.gov and put in Taxpayer Advocate Service, there's a directory on there with a local number that can help you. They'll answer the call and they'll be able to walk you through on the phone and be able to assist you in completing that form. But I have to tell you, the fastest way to get help, reach out to the congressman's office. He'll reach over to us and we'll be able to help you with your issue. I guarantee you it's a service issue and we can help you with it.
Thank you, Ken. So our next question was submitted from John Coughlin in South Windsor, and he asked, when can businesses expect to receive reimbursement from the Employee Retention Credit Program?
Great question. So right now, as for the Employee Retention Credit Program, is for our business, mostly our small business customers that have come in and filed a change to their tax return in order to receive a benefit back that was a part of the American Rescue Plan, to be able to get that benefit back. We are aggressively processing through those business return changes. We hope to be current and have those done by the end of the summer. I do say if you go to irs.gov, that's irs.gov, and put in our COVID-19, it's called COVID-19 status of operations page, there will be information on that page that will be updated that will provide information on where we are with processing those claims. But again, I'll say if you have a hardship, a specific hardship, please reach out and we will work with the congressman's office to try and get you assistance.
Again, I want to also add to that as well that, again, our office number here is 860-278-8888, and you'll ask for either Lisa Perrone or Anthony, and we will be here to help you.
Thank you, Congressman. So now I'm taking Theodora from Hartford Live. Theodora, you are now on with the Congressman.
Yes, hello, and thank you for doing this. It's very helpful. My question was, how many party years can we bring in to get assistance? Is there a cap on how many years? And the other question, which I believe was answered, was how do we reach your, I believe you refer to them as advocates, to help out if we cannot get to your office?
Absolutely. So first, let me provide the telephone number for contacting the local taxpayer advocate. I'll give you the actual number here. Again, I encourage you, your best resource is with the congressman's office, but you can also reach us through the taxpayer advocate office. And so that number is 1-877-777-4778. Let me say that one more time. The number to reach your local taxpayer advocate is 1-877-777-4778. If you need to reach them and you use either TTY or TTD technology, That number for that service to still reach the taxpayer advocate, either using TTY or TTD, is 1-800-829-4059. That's 1-800-829-4059. And that is for our TTY and TTD taxpayers. Now, the first part of your question was, for these services coming in, how many tax years can you bring in? And it really depends on the different locations, VITA location that you're able to go to be able to get that service. For the free file application, that is for tax year 21 only. A lot of our VITA locations, depending on the specialist that is there, can provide either current year, which would be tax year 21, or tax year 20 returns, which is the prior year return, to be able to do that. I would say that if you have not filed your tax year 18 return, here's an inside tip. If you have not filed your tax year 18 return and you are due a refund, please, 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 you must file that return before the April deadline. It's so important because those refunds will expire. So make sure you have filed your 2018 return, but your 2019, 2020, and 21 returns, it depends on the VITA partner. What I would say is use our VITA locator service on Irs.gov. Talk with them. If they don't have someone who can help you file multiple year returns, we have what's called low income tax clinics, or LITCs. And a lot of them are your professional CPAs and people who are volunteering their time in those clinics. And they can help you through that resource to be able to file multiple prior year returns. So I hope that was helpful.
Thank you, Ken. And just a reminder to everyone, if you would like to ask a question, please press *3. And if you would like to join the Congressman's newsletter, please press *6. Next, we have a question that Barbara Pierce submitted online. And Ken, she's asking to repeat the information about the refile software on Irs.gov.
Yes, absolutely, can do. So to prepare for return, there are a couple of free options for you, and I'll cover those real quick. So if you go to irs.gov, and remember, I'm saying don't use Google. Don't go to Google and say, file free taxes, because we want to make sure that you are on the official IRS website. So go to irs.gov, /, I think I'm doing it the right way. Yeah, / free file. And that's where you'll go through the tool, and it will provide you options to be able to file for free from irs.gov to be able to file your return. If you would like to go in person and would like to sit down with someone and talk with them and have them walk you through what's needed to file a return, you can find one of our VITA sites by going to irs.gov /VITA to find free tax help, or go to our Irs To Go app. You can just go to your Google Play Store or the Apple Store, Apple App Store, not the Apple Store, the App Store, on the phone or device, and put in IRS, the number 2, go, and you'll be able to find our app there. And there's a tool on there that can help you find a VITA site location near you. But let's say you don't want to fool with the technology. Let me give you a number where you can call to help you find the VITA site closest to you. You can call 1-800-906-9887. That's 1-800-906-9887 to find the nearest VITA site to you. That's irs.gov /free file. for information on how to file for free on irs.gov.
Thank you. Next, we have Dave, who has a question about where you can find the tax forms. Dave, you are now live with Ken and the Congressman.
Hi, Ken. How are you? I'm having
Doing well. How are you today?
Good. I'm having difficulty finding the actual tax forms.
So you can find the federal tax forms are on irs.gov, and you can use either a mobile device or your internet browser. If you go, and the fastest way to find individual tax forms is to look for what we call our Pub 17. And so if you do irs.gov/PUB 17, Pub 17, it'll pull up an ebook or a PDF file book that you can go through and select the forms that you're looking for that are really easy for you to be able to get access to the forms that you need. And the best way to get the forms, I'll give you the direct link. It gives you a library list. You can search for the form you're looking for, is irs.gov/forms, FORMS dash pubs, PUBS. That's irs.gov/forms, FORMS dash pubs, PUBS, and you'll be able to download and print those forms for free. Many of our local libraries also still carry our forms. We still send forms out to many of our local libraries. And if there is a form that you cannot find on irs.gov, or you may not have access to a printer, if you contact the Congressman's office, provide them the list of forms you need, we will mail those forms directly to you at your home address.
And we're happy to do that, Dave, and help out in any way that we can.
Thank you. So next we have a question from Paula, who's watching online, and she was wondering if there is an earned income credit for people who do not have children.
Yes.
Yeah, that is an excellent question, and the answer is yes. There is an earned income credit. Excuse me, for taxpayers that don't have children. And, I'm going to tell you that is a great question, because a lot of times people hear earned income credit and they immediately assume that their credit is entitled, they only get the credit because they have children. The wonderful thing that happened recently with legislation is not only is there the childless EITC, this means that you do not have to have a child in order to claim the EITC. It's based on your income. Is that this credit has also been updated for this year to allow kids who are homeless, who are age 17 and older, are now eligible for the earned income tax credit, and also for children who recently came out of foster homes and are just getting their way in the world. They are also eligible for the earned income tax credit. And I will say that there's a lot of information on our website about how the eligibility for EITC. But to answer your question, you do not have to have a child to claim the earned income tax credit. It is solely based on your earned income. Earned income. And that's what makes you eligible for that credit. So I think that's an excellent question. There's more information on irs.gov. There is we have an interactive web page where you can drop down, answer a few questions. It's the EITC eligibility calculator, and you can click on there and answer questions. It's not your personal information. You just put in some general information, and our website will come back and let you know if you are eligible for the earned income tax credit. But that was an excellent question.
It was an excellent question, and as always, Ken, you have a great skill at answering a question in a very thorough way that people get to understand it. And again, emphasizing the fact that, you can be childless and it's about your earned income. We spent a lot of time on the Ways and Means Committee making sure, and I was very grateful that you also mentioned, children age 17 and kids that came from foster homes, et cetera. This is vitally important that people, again, who need these benefits and services are getting them. It's terrific. It was a great question. Thank you again for amplifying that and making it easy to understand. And let me add again, please feel free to call our office, 860-278-8888. And if you have a problem, I think Ken's excellent at walking you through it, but it's still, if you have a problem or a concern, call our office. And as I said, Lisa or Anthony will also help walk you through this and put you in touch directly with the IRS.
Yeah, I would add too that,
Great.
through the stimulus payments, we had an excellent relationship with a lot of the homeless shelters out there. We have a network of homeless shelters. So if you are homeless or you know someone who's homeless and they're trying to get back on their feet, this is such an important factor in financial stability. You are entitled to help. You are entitled to money. And the earned income tax credit is a way to be able to get that. And a lot of the homeless shelters have resources directly with us here at the IRS that can help our homeless population to be able to file their taxes, get what they need to get back on their feet, because that is just vitally, vitally important that we provide that service and that they're able to do so.
Thank you. So I think we have time for two more questions. And now we're going to bring Paula Jackson from Bloomfield live. Paula, you are now on the phone.
Thank you so much. I'm retired. Technically, I'm like really close to the age of 70, but I had to go back to work because I am raising my great nephew. I am a legal guardian of my great nephew. Now, I collect Social Security and I collect the W-2 wages. Do I have to claim my Social Security because it's not taking any taxes out of my Social Security? And if I do have to claim my Social Security, how do I get them to take taxes out for next year?
That is a great question. So first, I would say, if you're getting Social Security and you have an account with the Social Security Administration online, they have a really wonderful portal like our IRS online account that can help you withhold money from your Social Security if needed. But I would say first and foremost, there are a lot of great nonprofits out there that offer free financial counseling services. And so before you take that vital step, because you need the money to take care of your nephew there, make sure that you consult financially with one of those services to determine if you even need to do that. You could be, and I don't know exactly your income threshold, but there is an income threshold of money you can earn, W-2 wages, that you can earn that will let your Social Security money stay non-taxable. And so it could be that based on what you've earned, that your Social Security is still not taxable, even though you went back into the workforce. The best way to figure that out is to either use one of those services that I talked about, either free file or do it yourself, or go online to be able to file your return. The software will walk you through and ask you the questions around the specifics of your situation, and it will figure it for you. It will tell you if part of your Social Security is taxable or not. My guess would be, and don't tell me the financial details because we don't want to get into that, is odds are it probably is not taxable. Your Social Security is probably not taxable. So what I would say is use that software, let it figure it out for you, and then based on this year's experience, if it is taxable, then go into the Social Security website to withhold that money. But don't do it until you know for sure that your income is taxable. I don't want you taking a dime out of your pocket that you don't have to do. I hope that was helpful. And if it wasn't, please reach out to the Congressman's office. We can get into more detail, and I could probably give you a little bit more personalized advice about your tax situation.
Once again, Ken, that was outstanding. And as the chairman of the Social Security Subcommittee, you gave very sound advice. And please feel free to reach out to our office. I would also add that we are in the process of marking up a bill, Social Security 2100, a sacred trust, where we even further expand and make sure that people that find themselves in a situation where they're in the workforce because out of necessity, that we're not taxing that income, because that income all goes right back into the economy and helps out all of our local communities. And don't ever feel like you have to apologize for any of this. You've worked hard and earned this all of your life. This is not an entitlement like some would want you to believe. This is an earned benefit that you've paid into all of your life. So please contact us. And Ken, again, thank you for the thoroughness and the compassion of which you display in answering these questions.
Yeah, I so appreciate her story.
Yeah.
I think about, I so appreciate her story. Absolutely. Please reach out. We're here to help you. We're here to help you.
All right, we have one more question from Sue Huggins. Sue, you are now live with Congressman Larson and Ken.
Hi, thank you very much. Thank you for doing this, Congressman Larson. Last year, during my 2020 income tax return, the unemployment benefits that I received were not taxable. And I'm wondering if that was true again for 2021, or will there, because I didn't have any taxes taken out because I thought it wasn't going to be taxable. And now I'm thinking, oh, I think it's taxable.
Yeah, I hate to tell you this. It is taxable this year. That change was a part of the American Rescue Plan package that applied to tax year 20. It was retroactive. So that your unemployment compensation is taxable in tax year 21. Now, that's not to say that Congress may come back in and change that and make that non-taxable for you this year. I will say that if it is taxable and you file your return and you find that you may owe the IRS money and you're thinking, look, I'm trying to pay my bills, I'm trying to live, I don't have time to pay the IRS to do this. We have a really easy online ability for you to set up an installment payment plan that will help you if you owe the IRS money. And I will say it's simple to use, it's easy to sign up for, and the payment plans can go to a level that allows you to be comfortable and to live. So it is taxable right now. But if you owe money, please set up an installment plan. Don't wait for us to send a bill. This is my tip to you all, please. Don't wait. If you know you owe money, don't wait for the IRS to send you a bill, because that causes interest and all those things. I don't want you to pay that. I want you to just go in, set up the installment agreement, and let's do that in advance so that you won't get those little letters from us. I don't want that for you at all. I hope that helps. And I'm sorry it's taxable. I'm sorry it is taxable.
Well, Ken, no need to apologize. But again, I want to add to this that there is legislation afoot, and nothing infuriates me more to know that the wealthiest 1% of this nation pays next to nothing in terms of taxes. And you hear stories like this of everyday average citizens who found themselves in a situation of being unemployed and now they're looking at, oh, well, there wasn't the opportunity to have this deducted and I have to pay taxes on it. We're working to try to change that as well. And it just flat out is not fair, and also to make our tax system more just as well. But that was a great question. Thank you for it. And again, please feel free to call our office so that we can work with you to help you. That's what this is all about, is helping people.
Thank you, Congressman.
It was definitely
and
my
before I
pleasure
turn it
to be
over,
here this evening.
Well, Ken, thank you again for enlightening and informing so many of our citizens who were tuned in tonight. And you gave us an awful lot to think about, but the most important thing is that you were here to help. And the IRS is a great service for us to work with. And I assure all of our constituents and citizens, we're here to help you as well. And please, if you have any trouble whatsoever in communicating or getting in touch with the IRS or following through on any of the very good suggestions that Ken has made this evening, call our office. We're here to help you. And with that, I want to thank Ken again. What an outstanding public servant. I think, this is not the first time that he's done this for us in the 1st Congressional District, and always receives rave reviews. And it's very satisfying when you work in government to see the caliber of employee that we have that's here to help our citizens out. So with that, thank you, Mary, for this, and thank all of our citizens who joined us this evening. And remember, please file early and electronically if you can. If not, prevail upon all the various entities that we've described this evening. And always feel free to call our office, 860-278-8888. Good night, God bless, and God bless America.
thank you, Congressman. And if you weren't able to have your question answered during tonight's town hall, you can stay on and leave a voicemail or contact us via the Congressman's website at larson.house.gov or call our office at 860-278-8888. Thank you.